Alright, good morning. So now we're looking at the remaining sums of the first November, the June paper on page 186 of the study and master. Okay. I think we just left with question 5, which is the factorization. Okay. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. So that we can move this up. It says factorize the following. Normally it says factorize completely because why? There's maybe more than one step of factorization that takes place. Okay. So what needs to be done first? Do we look for a common factor? Is there a common factor? Yes, which is 3ab. What are we left with? 3ab times what is 3a squared b? A. 3ab times what is 3ab squared? B. Can anything else happen here? No, so that's your answer. You all okay with that? You okay? Let's look at 5.2. In question 5.2, we got a plus b squared minus b plus a. What's going to happen here? Common factor. Common factor of what? A, huh? B plus a. What are we left with? Okay, let's take it one step back. What if we had, instead of a plus b squared, got x in its place? It will be x squared minus x. What is now common? X. What are we left with? X minus 1. Remember that factorization is the reverse of products, which means to say, if I multiply this out, I must get exactly that. X times x squared, x times negative 1 is negative x. If you had left this out, and you got x into x, do you think we're going to get that again? No. So whenever we take out the whole term as a common factor, we are left with 1. Not so. So if I take this into account, whenever I see a x, you got b plus a, so it's b plus a squared minus b plus a. So in other words, this would be b plus a into b plus a minus 1. Can you all see that, people? Otherwise, you could have looked at it in this light as well. There's a square there. So I can write this as b plus a times b plus a minus b plus a. What is now common? What is now common? B plus a. Can you see that, people? So it's b plus a. If I take that out, I'm left with b plus a. If I take that out, I'm left with negative 1. Any confusion there? No. Right, let's look at the next one. All okay, no? How many terms is in 5.3? 2 terms. Also known as binomial. Okay. So what is common in the 2 terms? X minus 2. But I get out, what am I left with? X squared plus 2. If we look at the second bracket, what do you notice here? What is common here? 2x. You take out 2x as a common factor. What are we left with? 2x times what is 4x squared? 2x. 2x times what is 2x? Okay, you guys understand? Right? You got 5.4. What type of factorization here? Dots, difference of 2 squares. The conjugate pair. What's the square root of form x squared? 2x. 2x. 1 plus the other minus. What's the square root of 9b squared? 3b. And? You all agree with that? Leon? What's wrong? Did they want to tell you you got it right?
No!
Oh my word, I made a mistake. Hey Leon, you know how expose my faults. What kind of girl are you? Right, you're absolutely correct. 2A and 2. You're right. But if you had done that in the exam, I would have given you full marks. No, I'm joking. You must write the right stuff, no? Thank you, Leon. See, I know Leon did that homework. Or am I wrong? Okay, good. Just always do your homework. Right, people, 5.5. What's happening here? Trinomial. Not so. We draw the product line. I know many of you can do it without this. Okay? The factors of 1 goes on the side, on the left hand side. It says 1 times 1 is 1. Factors of 10, 1 and 10, 2 and 5. I know there's many ways of doing this, and for these sums in grade 9 and the first half of the grade 10 section, you can do it without the product line. But what I've encouraged is do it now, so when you get to grade 10, when it becomes a bit more complex, it works like out. Okay? So do we add or subtract our products here? We add it. Why do we add it? Because there's a plus on the last term. So 1 times 10 is 10, 1 times 1 is 1, you add it, you get 11. We're looking for 7. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. And that's what I want. A 1 and a 2 in a bracket, and a 1 and a 5 in the other bracket. There's 1 and a 2, a 1 and a 5. There's x squared, so there goes x and x. What about our signs? Both is going to be plus. Or both is going to be minus. Not so. But because the middle term is plus, both is going to be plus. Okay, you guys understand? And in the exam, people, you can go multiply the story out and see if that gives us the sum again. Okay. People, 5.6. Question 5.6, we are told, again factorize. Okay, all is factorized. Again the product line. Factors of 1. Whoops. Factors of 1 is 1 and 1. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Do you add or subtract our products here? Subtract. You subtract. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. You subtract, you get 5. What am I looking for? 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. You subtract it, you get 1. And that's what I want. Not so. So, 1 and a 2 or 1 and a 3. 1 and 2 or 1 and a 3. It's x squared, so it gives x and x. Not so. What about our signs? 1 plus, 1 minus. Okay, the bigger one must be plus. So that is bigger and that's bigger. So, you all agree with that? Any confusion? No. Don't you have work to do? Huh? You stuck? Who was that? You had to go check on her. Okay. And yeah, I think you're having a problem with the sums. Okay. 5.7. What do we do here? First common factor. Remember, common factor overrides all type of factorization. Okay. So what is common here? 2. 2 is common. Take out 2 as a common factor. So it's 2 into. Whoops. 2 into a squared minus 11a minus 2. So what do we see inside the bracket? Trinomial again. Not so. So we go again. If it can factorize, let's check. The factors of 1 is 1 and 1. Factors of 12? 1 and 12. 2 and 6. 3 and? We don't repeat here. Because it's the same. 1 times 12 is the same as 12 times 1. Okay, and so on. Later on in grade 10, when there's a number other than 1 in front and at the back, then we're going to flip around. But don't worry about that now. Okay, for this grade, it's straightforward as we got it. So do we add or subtract our products? Subtracting. 1 times 12 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. Subtract it, you get 11. And that's what I want. Not so? It's 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 12. So it's a 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 12. There's a squared, so in the bracket goes a and a. So it's 1a and 1, and 1a and 12. What about our signs? 1 plus and 1 minus. Not so? So the bigger one is going to be minus. Why? So that's the sign of the middle term. So 12 is bigger than 1. Do you all agree with that? Any confusion? No? You marked it. Almost there, no? 5.8. What's the first thing we're going to do here? Common factor. And what is common here? 2. What are we left with? 9x squared minus 1. What can happen inside the bracket? Dots, difference of 2 squares. So what's the square root of 9x squared? 1 plus, 1 minus. The square root of 1? 1 and 1. Any confusion there? No. Let's look at 5.9. What type of factorization here? You okay, Michael? Okay, you look like you're sleeping. Okay, my glasses is lying to me. Okay, stretch. 5.9, what are we going to do here? Multiply in. Question says factorize. You're going to make the sum bigger. What does grade 12 say? What can we do here? Okay, grade 12, looking your way again. Yes? The bracket, you multiply bracket? Sir? 2 brackets, absolutely correct. But what type of factorization is this? You don't have the name. Okay, I'll say what must be done. A plus B is? Niemand may kan. Anybody else? She's on the right track. Yes? Passing? So you. Yes? And yeah, I thought you didn't know. Well done. What is being done there? What is factorization? Dots, yes. Difference of 2 squares. Right. So what do we get? 2a plus 2b plus 3. 2a plus 2b minus 3. Okay, so I must make a mission of getting one of these sums in the exam. So you guys turn out to do it. Now let's see who of you took note. Okay. So make a note there as asterisk. You're going to get one of those in the exam. Yeah? You can learn these things. 5.10. What are you going to do here? Common factor is of what? 3x. What are we left with? X squared minus 7x plus 12. What do you notice inside the bracket? Trinomial.
Mr. Bodlin?
Yes, ma'am?
You have 9 A's with you.
Yes.
Mackenzie Haas, Kiara Johnson, and Zoe Jacobs. Can you send them to the office, please?
Okay, miss.
Thank you.
Don't forget for homework. No, you guys can come back, but just in case you don't make it. But don't mean like it. For homework, you guys gonna do the next paper. No? Which paper? This is the first June paper, no? Now there's a second June paper. You're gonna do the second one for tomorrow, okay? You guys understand?
Yes.
Okay. Leave your luggage here. Yes. Right. So here's 1 and 1. Not so. For 12. Come people settle down. Girlfriend at the back. Are you okay? See you're going, you're swimming backstroke. Are you okay? Right, so 1 and 12. 2 and 6. 3 and 4. You add or subtract our factors? You add them. Why? Because that's plus. So it's 3x into 1 times 12 is 12, 1 times 1 is 1. 12 plus 1? 13. I'm looking for 7. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2 is 6 plus 2? 8. I'm looking for 7. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 plus 3? That's it. So it's a 1 and a 3 in the bracket. A 1 and a 4 in the other bracket. What about our signs? Both is either plus or both is minus. In this case, both is going to be minus. Because any confusion, people? No. Yes, Leanne? You want to tell me you don't have a confusion? There's no confusion. That one?
Yes.
Alright, next one. Question 5.11. There's also the last one, not so?
Yes, sir.
This paper's 120 marks. What are we going to do here? Skip?
No.
No, you don't skip, no. Swear word to us to skip the stuff. No?
So, must we take out a common factor?
Yes! Yes, you're absolutely good. What is common? X. What we left with?
X minus
Second bracket? 2. So negative 2 into 1 minus x. People, is x minus 1 the same as 1 minus x? No. So what do? Flip. Interchange. You swap that around, the sign is going to change, not so? So it's x into x minus 1 plus 2 into x minus 1. If this had to be a positive, then here would have been a negative. Not so? And it only happens if it's negative. No? If you want to swap 1 plus x around, it will still remain the same. Not so? It's only when you're flipping the one side of the negative. So what is now common? X minus 1. What are we left with? X plus 2. Okay, any confusion, people? No. Alright, so that basically brings us to the end of the first paper. Right, so I'm giving you a chance now to start with the second paper, okay? Are you ready to do the whole paper for tomorrow? Let's just see how long is this paper. It's grade 8. Is this paper 1, eh? Yes. So it's June, question 1, question 2, and question 3. Okay, question 1, 2, and 3. So homework is June, paper 2, question 1 to question 3. And this is on which page? Sorry, 1? 90. Okay. So I'll put that on the group, alright?